Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Everything Real with More podcast, where we talk about faith, life, and everything in between. I am More. In the spirit of Valentine, I have brought this great conversation where it's relationship series now. It's relationship time. There's love in the air and all of it. So I brought this conversation where we're talking about signs of a toxic partner in dating. I know that this is not the topic that you're expecting, but I need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. The dating phase, of course, is where friendship and commitment is built. And I'm sure that if it is not high school version of dating, every adult dating is dating with the intention of getting married, walking down the high with whoever you choose to do life with for the rest of your life. Yeah. But then we all know again that until you are married, you are not yet married. Until you walk down the high with whoever it is and put the ring on it and all of it, or you bring yam and all those things in the traditional way, you are not yet married. So when you are still in a dating period, remember that we're talking about the toxic signs of a partner in a dating phase. There are some things that I would like to bring back to your attention for you to be able to analyze if you're in a relationship yet or if you're going to be in a relationship later. You're going to use this to analyze if your partner is toxic and if you would like to do the rest of your life with this person. But then I've seen something again that there are sometimes that people in a relationship, they see signs that are red flags actually, and then they still decide to remain in that relationship because there is a marriage thing at heart. Honestly, the greatest service you can do to yourself is if you, because of I want to get married, you ignore all the red signs that your partner is giving you, because those signs will always be there. And then when you neglect them, when you ignore them and go into marriage with all of those signs as reddish as they are going to, it's not going to suppress, it's not going to subside. The characteristics are going to get worse in marriage. So I'd like you to go with me on this journey as I give you some hints and tips to decode if your partner is toxic or not in a dating period. Number one sign of toxicity in your partner is that they are with you because of what you can do for them or because of what you are doing for them, not because they love you genuinely. Now, I've seen this play out in different dimensions. That is why we're talking about parasitic relationships. Now, this particular lady, maybe you're the guy and then she's the lady. This particular lady loves you because you're smart. You are mentally intelligent. You can hold conversations. You are always there for her mentally. You are always, when she wants to pick the brain of anybody on the matter, she knows that you are the next person to call. If she has some documents she wants to submit, she knows that you are the next person to call. And then you give her emotional support. You give her, like, you are just there for her. You are available fully for her. And then this girl does not do as much for you. Like, of course, it's not going to be a 50-50 thing. In fact, it's not going to be 70-30. There's sometimes it's going to be 90-10. There's some, I'm just talking about the percentages of expressing love per time. But if someone is with you because of what you are doing for them, what you are, the advantages they can derive from you, and not because they love you genuinely, then that is a red flag that you do not want to ignore. How will you know if someone is with you because of what you can do for them and not because they love you genuinely? Don't worry. As we go through other points, you are going to be able to decode if the person is there for what they can get or because they love you genuinely. Number two, they do so little in the relationship and they always demand more from you. Now, this is not gender-based. There are some guys that are like this, that they do little in the relationship and they demand more. And then there are also some ladies that are like this, that they are the ones bringing in the little parts to make the relationship grow, and then they demand so much more. Anybody. See, relationship is mutual. If you are in a dating relationship with anyone, then the mutuality is something that must be established. I know it's dicey in a way that when you start dating somebody, like the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, even up to 3-4 months, you might not really see those red flags quickly, because at this point you're still blinded by emotions, and then you're trying to make excuses for them and all of that. But they are always very evident for you to pick. It should not be that there is somebody that is always demanded. This person demands your time, this person demands your attention, this person demands your money. They demand everything from you, and you cannot depend on them as much as they depend on you. Yeah, that's the word. That is the word. If you cannot depend on who you are dating as much as they depend on you, then you might like to reconsider, or you might have to analyze. You might have to analyze who this is, what this is. Just number 4 signs that you are dating a toxic person, or that you are with a toxic partner, is that, have that conversation with yourself that will enable you to decide if you are okay with that. I mean, them depending on you so much, and you cannot as much as depend on them. But I tell you, you don't want to be with someone that you cannot depend on. You don't want to be with someone that is not kind towards you. Number 3, they make you feel like they are doing you a favor by you sticking with them. So they make you worship the ground that they walk on. You have to be forever grateful that they in your life. And sometimes they communicate it to you. Some people will tell you that you better thank God that I'm with you. And then they will even say that, do you know the number of persons that want me? I've heard these lines, and it's so painful that we even hear these lines in marriage. Some people in marriage, they tell each other that, do you know the number of persons that want me outside? Is it because I'm with you? See, if anybody is giving you those lines, if anybody is is giving you that impression when you are dating them, feeling like they are doing you a favor by they staying with you, please reconsider, because marriage is a lifetime. Marriage is forever. Yes, well, there are cases of divorce, but I'm sure that, okay, I was reading the statement of AY Malcolm some time back, and he was commenting about the saga between Two-Face Idibia and his wife, and he said that nobody goes into marriage with the hope that they are going to break up in 10 years time or 20 years time, that things would have happened, And when I saw that statement, I also remember that there was the saga of himself and his wife too, some months back, about his breakup with his wife. And then one of those days, I saw his comments when he congratulated, I think, his daughter now on her birthday, and he was saying that he's sorry that he could not give her the kind of home that he would have loved to give her. Already, these homes has been divided. I'm just making reference to them because their news are housed already. It's been in the news for like some weeks back. So we are seeing this that is happening. These are mistakes that some people have made upon going into marriage. You are dating, and I'm sure that nobody like he said, like AY said, nobody wants to enter into marriage knowing that they are going to break up anytime soon. And then if it is about, like, if there are some signs, red flags, that when you see them in dating, you honestly don't need to go through yourself. You don't have to make yourself go through that torture of remaining in something that you know that it will not stand the test of time. Number 4 signs that you are dating a toxic person, or that you are with a toxic partner, is that they never apologize. Well, maybe they do sometimes. And the reason for that is that they always feel that they are not wrong. Everybody is wrong and they are right. There's never been a time where they accept that, oh, I messed up in this regard, I should have done better in this way. In marriage, apology is something that is going to be flying around left, right, and center. Like, what do I mean by is apology is going to be something that is going to, even if you're wrong, or even if you're not wrong. We've heard marriage counselors. I listen to Pastor Mildred Okonkwo very well, and I hear her say often that you are going to apologize on days that you're not even guilty. You are going to apologize for things that you don't even understand. You are going to apologize for things that you don't even know how it happened. You just have to apologize for peace to reign. Now, if you're dating somebody right now, and the person always is always the one that is right, and then every other person is wrong, and because of this they don't know how to apologize, you might just be preparing yourself for deeper trouble when you finally get married to this person. Remember, we're talking about the signs of that you're dating a toxic person. See, toxicity comes in different shades and different forms. There are some kinds of toxicity that it is very, very quick. It is very, very fast for you to decode. You can decode because those ones are very, very loud. But there are some subtle shades of toxicity that if you are not careful and if you do not know how to search out or how to measure, you might not know that they are posing problems that can be the reason for a destructive marriage later on. So you like to ask yourself, you like to analyze your relationship. How much of an apologist, if that is correct, how much does this person apologize? Even if they are wrong. Some people, they're not trying to be toxic. Some people just have not learned how to apologize, which if they are teachable, they can be taught and they can learn. But if it is not a case of them not knowing how to apologize and they always want to be right while every other person is wrong, you might like to reconsider if you would like to be in relationship with that person or not. Finally, they make you feel like you are competing for them. So these are the people that they actually don't spell out their commitment. They can be with you. Oh God. They can be with you, and then they are with several others, so like 3 or 4 others besides you. So you are wondering, where is this guy? Is he here? Is he there? Is she here? Is she there? See, anybody that is stressing your mentality, that is making you to ask yourself, who is she to me? Who is that to me? My sister, my brother, you might have to reconsider, honestly. This thing even enters into marriage, and then the guy says it's rampant, like with the men in marriages. They tell their wives, so their wives catch them cheating, and then they tell their wives that you are the position that you're already my housewife. You're already a wife, and then the position that you are is an exalted position. So remain there. That's what they say. They'll say remain there, and then don't ask me about my escapades outside. Does that make sense? Like, does it really, really make sense? If anybody is making you to always question where they stand with you, and this is not even just about dating. Well, for the marriage, there's really nothing that we can do about it. This discussion is not for the marriage. But if it is still in the dating phase, or if your friends, like if it is in the dating phase and the person is making you question where they stand, please, you don't want to go through that. You don't want you don't want to wake up this morning and you feel like, oh, I have someone and I'm dating. And tomorrow you wake up and be like, am I even in a relationship? Even yourself, you're confused. Don't make anybody do that to you. Either you're a lady listening to this right now or you're a guy listening to this right now. If whoever you're with is not willing or intentional enough about showing their commitment to you by words and in actions especially, because words is cheap. Anybody can speak. It takes intentionality and deliberateness to show commitment in actions. So if they cannot show their commitment to you in actions, that they are with you, then you will like to reconsider your stand. Maybe you like to go on with dating this person or not.
Don't say that I have not done you any favor in this Valentine season. Okay, so I know that this is not a conversation that you want to hear, but this is the conversation that you need to hear. This is going to be a saving grace for you. Remember I said earlier, you're not yet married until you are married. And if you know that you want to enjoy your marriage, please pay attention to the red flags. Don't think that you can manage anything. You honestly cannot manage any attitude that you cannot manage now. You cannot manage it in marriage, right? And you deserve the best. You deserve a good person. If you are a good person, you deserve it. I want to believe that you're a good person. So if you're a good person, you deserve an equal energy of goodness and kindness. So yeah, this is all on today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed listening to me, and I hope that not just beyond listening to me, I hope that you've taken note of all this and you are going to analyze. You're going to call yourself into a discussion to analyze all this that has been said. And so, have you subscribed? See, it did not come out very well. Let me ask again. Have you subscribed? Please, please, please. Make sure you subscribe, please, and put on a notification bell so that you can be abreast of every fresh episode. By now, you should be assured that you're going to be getting value from this podcast. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.